Carlia from Games, Brains to Headbanging Life, gbhblofficial for short. And it's review time, as we're looking at Nanowar Steel, the parody metal powerhouse who are turning to their musical roots of their homeland, bringing heavy new life to traditional Italian music on the new album, Italian Folk Metal, out on July 2nd, 2021 via Napalm Records. Each song on Italian Folk Metal is performed in a distinct style of Italian folk music. Now, there are two things you can always be assured of with Nanowar Steel. The first is that their music is always going to be fun. Silly, but fun. The other is that the music is almost always going to be awesome. And once again, with this new album, both turn out to be true. Had a lot of fun over the years with Nanowar Steel. Always excited when the new album comes our way. And seeing this and reading the concept behind it really thrilled me. And truth be told, I kind of can't think, is this the most epic Nanowar Steel have sounded? It's certainly the prettiest, as the intro of Requiem per Gigi Sabina in Re minore showcases symphonic grandness and folkish wonder. It then leads to bombastic La Estadio di Porto Chevrio that features the guttural vocal talents of Flesh God Apocalypse Francesco Parli for added intensity. It's a mature sounding Nanowar Steel song, and if you played a person something like Norwegian reggaeton and then this, they would be unlikely to think it was the same band. Please excuse my butchering of these Italian titles. I'm going to do the best I can, but they are in Italian, and accents and stuff like that it's not my forte. So you've played them something like Valhalla, and they're confused. But what they will know from what they've heard so far in this album, and the following La Maledizione di Captain Findus, is that Nanowar Steel are a blast to listen to. The higher energy heavy metal, folk confusion, and grandiose symphonic elements are combined expertly here. It fills the mind, heart and soul with positive vibes and makes you feel 10 feet tall. The anthemic La Marcia su Piazzi Grande, the super traditional folk sound of La Mazzucchia del Vecchio Che Gardo I Cantori. That one there features Alessandro Conti of Luca Turilli's Rhapsody and Trick or Treat. The grin-inducing powerhouse that is La Plante Targan Rock, and the retro mellow touches that Sconisi of the Land of Fires has. It ensures fun is at the forefront of Nanowar Steel's mind here. It just so happens they are quality musicians too. Now is that better exemplified than by the fist-pumping and air-grabbing epic ballad of Rosario. It's back to a frenzy of headbanging metal and traditional folk melody, but in Nanowar Steel's inimitable way. To Signa Delgi Anelli Delio Stadio is such a crowd-pleasing sing-along. Even if you don't speak Italian, I don't bloody speak Italian, and I wanted to sing along with it. And Gabonzo Robot, these are some of the catchiest tracks on the album. Whereas the uber folk energy of Sully alla quote della Libate and punchy rhythm of the Flutch des Captain Iglo keep things sounding strong at the end. Which of course does mean the parody unit go out with a bang. Dialing up the folk side of things for a very late party and sing-along in the form of El Balí de los Vigeo que Mira las Obras. I made it to the end. It's a great release, filled with all manner of bombastic and traditional Italian sound blended with Nanowar Steel's penchant for heavy metal. Fun, a little bit silly, energetic, very catchy. Even if you don't always love everything you do and you think they're a bit of a joke band and all of that stuff, listening to this, I think everyone can appreciate the effort they put in to craft something so traditional to them, but also something that is so entertaining, because that's the most important thing about Nanowar Steel, I think. People need to remember, they are entertainers as much as they are quality musicians. You get both from them. One of the reasons why I love them is that I can laugh at the parody and silliness that they often bring to it, but at the same time I'm like, holy shit, how good is that? How good is that riff? How good is that solo? How good is that vocal line? Listen to those bass hooks. It's all that stuff. And then you're like, oh, this is fun. This is a lot of fun. It's one of these bands, I haven't seen them live, but these are one of these bands I can't wait to see live, just to kind of see how that translates into a stage show and stuff like that. This album, it's not so far removed from their style. It's got that folk edge. It is based around Italian traditional music. That's not something I'm too familiar with, so it's not really something I can sit there and be like, oh my god, they're really nailing that aspect. Or they're doing a terrible job of it. That's not really what I'm able to do. What I'm doing is going, okay, this has got some great folk melodies, it's got some great folk rhythm, it's still quite metal at times, it is quite metal all the time, to be honest. It still sounds like Nanowar, still with those vocals and certain sort of silly moments and things like that, but it's certainly a more serious album overall, I think. Obviously, the sort of subject matter kind of prompts that, but it's not them taking themselves too seriously. It's very, very important. Italian folk metal, it's out on July 2nd via Napalm Records. Make sure you check it out. Let us know what you think of it in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhblofficial as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?